G'day everybody, it's Mike. Hope you're well. So today I took the car to Autoworks here in Brisbane, South Brisbane, and thanks very much for them helping out, and gave the car a run on the dyno. So it's the first dyno run I've done with the car, and in hindsight I probably should have done it from day one, but that didn't happen, but you can't do anything about that. But here we are now, and as you know, it's interesting to see the power of the car. And before I show you the numbers, they are lower than what a lot of people are saying, and that is because of the dyno. And the guy explained to me before he ran it that it is a Dyno Dynamics model and they read lower, so that's fine. So when you see this number you're going to go, oh, that's not very good, that's not much more than stock. Well, it is. If it was on a different dyno, that would do it, but here we are. So here's the pull, and it's a Dyno Dynamics, and it was done today. 258 horsepower, and we ran it right out to the rev limiter at 7,200. It actually hit the rev limiter a little earlier, and it did 4 runs, and the worst run was 254 and the best was 258, which was actually the third run out of the 4 pulls. Oh, there's 7, but the other runs were just trying to work out the gearbox and what gear to pull it in and all that sort of stuff. The power curve is exactly the same as RR Racing, and I'll show you that shortly. Torque, as you can see, torque's pretty good. It's nice and flat right through. Peak torque is probably around about 4,200 revs, 4,300 RPM, something like that. Peak power was 6,100, and it maintained that number right through to 6,250. Then it started to drop off, and then a little kick at the end, but that's just to do with the engine mapping and the throttle and all that sort of stuff. So this next photo is RR Racing, and as you can see, the curve looks very similar. So comes up, and it, on this particular car, it maintained right through till it hit the rev limiter there. So it's pretty much the same. So I'm happy with the run. I know the car makes good power simply because it's picked up 5 miles an hour over the quarter mile from stock. So that in itself is proof of the pudding. But that number there, that's Dyno Dynamics. That's just how they are. If I ran that on a DynoJet, the power would actually be about 12% to 13% more, which would come out to 290 horsepower, which is about what seems to be average for most of the cars that I've seen in America. I haven't seen any dyno figures of IS350s here in Australia. Mine is the only one that I know of. All the others are over in America, and the most I've ever seen on a fairly honest dyno is about 293 horsepower. I've seen some with 316 horsepower, but that is unrealistic considering it's exactly the same modifications. So anywhere between 280, 290 horsepower is about right, where this one shows 258, and that is just because the Dyno Dynamics are known as a heartbreaker because a lot of people go to them and they are significantly lower than DynoJet and Mustang and a few others. Anyway, I'm happy because it just shows the power does go right out to the red line, to the limiter. The car is still performing really well. It's doing what I want it to do, and we've got another meeting coming up on the 18th of this month, and I'll be running in that, and that's to do with the Street Series, and I'm hoping to do better with the launch and the reaction times, and see if I can stay a bit longer instead of being eliminated. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm sure there'll be some, maybe there won't be, but there might be some comments. But I'm happy with it, and the video of the pull is coming up now.